people's good Saturday AM. All right, let's get going on Tesla and Tesla. Moving down with the tech stocks, but winning their weeklies. Had a lot of shares bought. What was it? 800,000? Yeah, 800,000 shares bought. So they spent some money besides rolling a bunch of stuff. So let's jump in there and take a look at the sheet. So this is Tesla's craziness, right? So they, on the 950, they bought 950 of their 260. Remember, they got a 260 with the bulk of the synthetic, and they have a little bit of the synthetic with 265, which they didn't touch. So they bought 950 calls, sold short the put. Since they're underneath the 260, they're getting, a lot more money than they're spending. They're spending 925 and collecting 2815. And then they match that synthetic by selling short a 262.5 for $3.85. Then they closed all of their outstanding calls, the 275s here, 30,785 for a penny, 310 more for a penny. So then they sold short the bulk to match this one at 265, down from 275, collected $4, and then they wrote some 267.50s, 310 to match the closing knees for $3.56. So the only synthetic was in the first batch. So let's take a look at that. Um, and then we'll talk about these ones that they closed out, right? So they closed out all these 719s for a penny. So cool, we won them all. We were expecting to win them all. So we'd already collected all that money. It's just a penny worth that went out. It was almost $30 for a penny worth on the big bulk. 13.15 there and $295. So that was awesome that they won them all. So they're looking good with cash this month. Now they got a big, because they keep dropping, they got a big loss on paper, but they have time on that with an 826 expiration on their 260 synthetic. And then these were all the new ones, right? So they went out and wrote the 30,785 at 265. And then there's some, yeah, this is 267.50, not 262.50. Oh, I take it back. It is 262.50. The 310 was the 267.50. Okay, just too many entries there. So they got them all next to each other, 262.50, 265, and 267.50. So on my weekly, I need to change some of these. They've got 262.50, and then they've got a 265. So I think I'm not going to worry that these counts aren't perfect. They're close enough for right now. And then this would be a 262.50. This is just really used for the counts. So you see the distance. They're 9, 10, and 11 away for all the next week stuff. So they've collected, well, let's jump over there to that. Actually, let me take you to the one synthetic. So this is what they did. They sold the 950. They sold them, or they bought the calls for 925, 950 contracts. They sold the puts. So the difference was about 1795. So that was the additional money they collected um, on that. And we're pretty far underneath that right now. They're 239.20, but that's fine. They got 27 days, right? So that helped them. That lowered the amount of money they were at an $18 million loss. Now they have a $16 million loss. So altogether, we collected money. I closed everything out for a penny, wrote these calls at a higher strike price to put money in the piggy bank, sold a bunch of calls, collected all that. So let's go over to holdings. The only place it's negative really um, is the synthetics, right? Because when you keep dropping, right? So we went 60, whoops. Yeah, we went 6 million in the hole, 31 million in the hole, back up to 29, and now 60. Right. So that's just simply because we're dropping. Now, how we doing on the weeklies? We're doing pretty good. Every single one of them gained something, even the ones they put on today. Some of these, this one they just put on, and this one had been there last week where they wrote it all the way out. So that one's collected 78% of the money because I think they sold it for five something. 20%, 20%. So we got an average of 22, even though this new one we sold for like 380. Yeah, 385. And then 401 for the big one. So let's finish on that. So we closed at 1664. Whoops, that's not right. We closed at 1610. Yep, 1610. Let me fix this. I'll bet you I've got something. Oh, yeah, I didn't add all the share count here. Let me fix that. 49. I must have not updated that last time because it was 800,000. I did the math on that one. Okay. So we're at 49275, and this looks like this is the wrong number. 791390993. All right, that should get us a lot closer. Yep, 1606. We're four pennies overvalued in the premium. So 800,000 shares. Wow, that's a lot. But Amazon's doing well. I mean, you got a 60 million liability out there. But other than that, we look pretty darn good. Uh, and again, I didn't count this. This is now 3 million. It was only like 1 million. I just count the 60. But technically, uh, that they're all out at 816. So there's about a month there. Let's go look at how that impacted our payout. So we're up from 53 to 79. We gained a little here. We gained in our short call income. Um, so, this could be $1.40, $1.35, based on this. Um, so it's looking pretty good. We do have that 60 million liability, but technically we don't have to roll that and it has chance to gain because remember, Tesla has their earnings next week. So while we're far away, who knows which way it runs, right? It could run up, which would help our synthetic. And we can allow 10% across the board and still be okay, really. Almost 11%, right? Because this is the big guy. I think that's just a 265 flat. Yeah, 1079. Yeah, that's the right number. 262.50, 265, and 267.50. So we shall see, peoples. We shall see. All right, that's what I got for you. So looking pretty good in Tesla. Sure, it's down because it's trending down right now. But if you ask me, it's doing fabulous. I couldn't be more bullish on Tesla really over the next 6 months to a year and in multiple years. I mean, the markets could have an impact if they pull back, but you can't predict that always. Okay, guys, again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Have a great weekend. This is fun and entertainment. Hope you are entertained going into your weekend. Okay, peoples, bye for now.